Woolworths was the shop that I always wanted to buy from.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of On the Couch with Unconventional CA. Before I even get into introducing our next guest, who's an exciting young entrepreneur in the waste management industry, I just want to remind you all to click on the link below, how to start a business. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur or existing entrepreneur who is struggling with their business, there are a few free templates there that can help guide you through the process. And happily reach out to us at support@theunconventionalca.org, and we will set you up on our diagnostic tool to give you a free oversight on what it takes or where the journeys are that you need to focus on in the next 6 to 12 months within your business. Going into our guest today, we have Mafiso, the CEO of MFT Waste Solutions. Mafiso, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, man. Thank you for having me.
Great, Mafiso. I want to start off by asking you, you're in a very specific niche industry, sustainability and waste reduction itself. What motivated you to start this business?
I think I can say it's okay. I've tried many business before, you know. I started the entrepreneurship journey at 2019, you know, doing different businesses. 2012, 13. That's where we started, you know, the waste business. We started particular with oil waste, you know, of which it was getting the mixed oil or dirty oil and clean it and sell it. So I started as a way of making money, you know. I won't lie to you and say, you know, there was a calling or whatever, you know. But from there, the interest grew when the things like your climate change now started, you know, and learning more about waste, you know, what waste does, and people, they're not aware of, you know. It's where I started now to get into it more, you know, for just to take care of the environment, to take care of you know, to help the harm of animals and marine life, you know. Yeah, and the climate change, as you know, that the crisis is now, you know, is no longer the future. Right. We have the problem now. It's no longer. You remember before they used to say, you know, in future we'll have the crisis of. Now we see terrible weather, you know, of which is caused by the climate change.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you raise an important point around when you started this business. You just did it purely for the money, and you actually not blatantly lying about it. You said it yourself.
Yeah.
I just did it for the money.
Yeah.
Now many SMEs out there are chasing money and wanting to make something out there, but they're unsuccessful in it. What were the 2 or 3 things that worked well for you that made it a success?
Yeah, I think it's the purpose. You know, for the entrepreneurs, the other entrepreneurs, it's you don't have to be driven by money. You must find the purpose first. Have value. Try to be valuable, and the money will follow you. You know, so if you after money, you know, it's where I started to have the purpose and, you know, the reason why I'm doing this. That's where I saw the result, you know. That's where so if you have value, you create a demand, and it's where money will follow you, you know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense.
You make perfect sense around it, and I just want to emphasize this to entrepreneurs. Create value, have a purpose with a strong enough reason, a why to actually how you want to see this succeed. Why is it so important for you to succeed? And that will ultimately create a demand when selling to businesses out there, your product or your service, because the authenticity comes out, if I'm right.
Definitely. Yeah, you're
So,
correct.
so that authenticity then breaks down the barrier as you build relationships?
Definitely, yeah, yeah. It's everyone will look for your services, because you were doing it from the heart, and you were valuable. Yeah,
And that naturally helps build money after that.
definitely. Money will follow you. Yeah.
Guys, did you hear that? Just to re-emphasize, money will follow you if you sell with authenticity. This is coming straight from an entrepreneur who started from scratch himself. Now tell me, Mafiso, this is an interesting journey and conversation we're having. You've worked closely with one of our co-founders, Jamil, in your journey. Just share some impact in how Jamil has helped transition your whole entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah, man. I think he came at the right time. Our growth time, because there's something important as well. It's so important. So me, before I was the finance part, it was, I was not taking it serious. I'm alone in business. I decide what I want to do, when, I can just do whatever at night. I can use the business card, and, I was flexed like that. But when it comes, he came at the right time to bring order in the house, So especially with his accounting, specialist, So he came at the right time. Now there's an order in the house, he brought in the team as well, vintage guys as our accountants, So everything now, it's, we have shape now, we're really getting there. Yeah.
I like what you've said. He's brought order in the house. Now, many SMMEs just want to remain SMMEs, but they don't actually see that there is potential opportunity to scale and grow.
Definitely.
As part of scaling and growing, having order in the house internally is critical. Why did you make that decision?
That's the engine, of the business, especially the finance part. You can sell, you can do whatever. If really your finances, they're not in order, others, they will be looking to get funding and all of that. Lucky, we never got funding. We've been organic growing, but eventually we will be looking for funding as well, and so it's make things easier for anyone that is looking at our books now. It's nice, and it shows nicely growth, and because it was so difficult. Even now, I'm still unlearning the habit that I had before, as just the entrepreneur. You're busy there, there's no order, there's such things, there's a lot, there's a lot. So it's really, he's adding value as we're still with him.
So, in light of that, do you think it's advisable for SMMEs out there to go out and find a business coach who can guide and help them through the areas that they lack knowledge in or have significant gaps in light of their future goals?
Definitely. I think, the coach, the mentor is the key, You can't really knows everything, What makes our business to grow as well, to be where we are now, I think, is to be surrounded by the clever people. I'm surrounded by the clever engineers in the country, I have the best accountants around me, what more do you want? As we are surrounded by clever people, we are guaranteed the growth and the success.
So, do you say power of association is something every SMME needs to be mindful of if they're going to get into a business?
Definitely, for the growth, and I believe everyone wants to grow. You really need to take the right. You really need to be surrounded. Have a good team. Others, you can't have them, like you can outsource. It's not that you have to hire now, that hire there, hire there. No, no, no. You can outsource people, and then you can grow together. As you grow now, we can see, okay, now I can afford to pay that for that skill that me bringing in. So yeah.
I love how you've emphasized the balance between outsourcing and in-housing staff as you grow and scale, and making the right decisions at the right time, but having that power of association when you start your business, and having the right structure and foundations around you to help you grow and scale will ultimately lead to that success journey itself there. So thanks, Mafiso. That's a great insight that you've provided. I'm going to take a little bit of a left field here, more around your own business, and that can you share some success stories or case studies that highlight positive impact your company has made? You've made mention around global warming and the fact that we now need to become more environmentally conscious. You as an SMME have started, got a waste reduction business, and you're contributing to positive change towards this itself. Just share some of the successes that actually and impacts you're making in the corporate clientele space with some of the clients you're working on.
Yeah, for us mainly we deal, or we work with manufacturing companies. So at the source, we deal with the waste at the source, and to make sure that their wastes don't go to the landfill. So we've been doing great. Because we do your repurpose of waste, we do reuse, waste reused. We have a facility at Chlorocop where we repurpose. You bring your waste, and then we repurpose to something else, or we treat it and then we sell it back to you, So we create that circular economy. So mainly it's what we do. We make sure that nothing really goes to the landfill. So that's what separates us from the other traditional waste companies. So we don't own a landfill. We own a treatment facility to make sure that everything that comes to us treated, nothing goes to the landfill. So there's a new law that came, I think, 2 years ago, that was really pushing the companies to make sure that they reduce things to go to the landfill. So I believe we are at a right position to help most of the companies.
So where can other companies and corporates in the manufacturing space find out more about what you provide and get hold of you?
No, we have a website. It's MFT Waste Solution. You can Google that. You'll find us. Yeah, we're on LinkedIn as well. MFT Waste Solutions.
Yeah. Okay, so MFT Waste Solutions on the website, and on LinkedIn, MFT Waste Solutions. So if you're a corporate out there looking to make sustainable impact from an ESG perspective, specifically around environmental impact and climate change, Mafiso is your man. So please get hold of him there. Mafiso, as part of SMMEs, there's multiple challenges that individuals go through itself. Many SMMEs find it very lonely in the early stages of their journey. If you had to give 3 things that worked well for you in your whole life cycle as an entrepreneur, what would be those 3 wisdom nuggets that you'd share that other aspiring entrepreneurs are now trying to get into the space, but they have no idea what to do, what to start? You've done very well for yourself. You're working with well-branded corporate clients such as Unilever, SAB and the likes. What else can they learn from you so that they can replicate your success?
I think it's the first one that we it's the value, is to really understand the industry. It's so important to understand where you are. You can be waste or whatever industry that you are in. So you really need to know the insides and outs of your industry. You must know when when is the ball gonna drop next, understand the forecast, that will really, and the hunger. I believe, if you are hungry, you really, you don't have to even, most entrepreneurs, they worry about, at the initial stage, they worry about funding, If you remove that mentality of funding at the initial stage, it's, you understand now the growth, you'll understand better, you understand your industry, understand even your 1,000, when you are getting 1,000, how to make it 4,000, how to manage your hundreds, you grow from there, you can worry about the funding when you are scaling, when you wanna really, you started something, but you wanna make it big now, so yeah, that's more like it.
You've relayed some critical wisdom of nuggets here. 4 points I've made. SMMEs out there, if you want to succeed in your business and you're just starting off, understand these next 4 points. Know your industry very well. Understand the problem you're trying to resolve for them. Have a hunger to succeed. Don't make excuses that you can't succeed. Find a reason for why you can succeed itself. Stop worrying about funding. Funding will come when the time is right. Create a market demand for your product itself or your service that you're offering, and then get your first client. Once you have your first client, understand how to manage that money and multiply that. So even if it's 1,000 Rand that you've made, understand how you now can make that 1,000 Rand a 4,000 Rand client in the future. Those are the first fundamental basics to really relaying your success into entrepreneurship, into the long run itself there. Mafiso, as the owner of a company, deeply involved in sustainability, what's your thoughts on the future of the recycling and waste reduction industry and its role in addressing global environmental challenges?
Yeah, I think we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere, as and the government as well as that law or policy that they've instructed the companies to make sure that they do the zero to landfill, but it's not enough. The problem is the awareness, even the guys that they sort waste, the pickers, they are not, they don't know how to differentiate sometimes the plastic waste that can be recycled or the one that you can recycle. So the problem is there. The more we understand that, what are we buying? Are you buying the plastic, the packaging? If you buy something, is that packaging gonna be recyclable or not? So it's really from there, and the companies, the manufacturing companies that are still producing stuff with the plastic that are not recyclable. It's a problem, because that plastic ends to landfill because there's no value, there's no money. So it's where we come in then, because we deal with whatever that is not recyclable. So it's what we collect. So our company, we don't really deal with the waste that is recyclable most of the time. We deal with the one that has to go to the landfill, and then we make sure that it doesn't go to landfill. So using the extruders, and manufacturing something, from the plastic, mixing with sand and produce something, your drainage covers, your pot plants, and so yeah.
Interesting. I like how you've brought in the social responsibility aspect that each of us have to be mindful of when either purchasing or utilizing something that we so often just want to brush off, as humans. We just want the quick, easy way out, instant win.
Yeah.
And that's just natural. But if we apply our own conscious decisions to anything that we do, whether it's business or life, we can then all contribute collectively to the better well-being of our whole society.
Definitely, yeah.
So in saying that, and in closing up, Mafiso, where can our listeners find you?
It's a website, MFT Waste Solutions. You find us there, LinkedIn, MFT Waste Solutions.
Great.
Yeah.
And last but not least, any last minute humor, wisdom of nuggets that you'd want to share to any entrepreneurs out there who are potentially feeling down and out and they're struggling? What would you say, want to give them and share to them?
The difficult part is not to have something to sell. It's better to have maybe a problem, money problems, because maybe everyone will go through that stage to have money problems. But find something to sell. As an entrepreneur, you need to sell. You can have money problems, but find something to sell. Start small, sell. So me, that's my key point. A PowerPoint is that I can sell. I can sell your nails now. I can sell anything. I've been selling. So really, you need to know how to sell. Sell yourself as a person. With love, with charm and everything. Yeah.
I love what you've just said there. Learn how to sell. Entrepreneurs, if you want to get into business, you have to learn the mechanism of what selling is. And like you've mentioned, selling is not only about the product or service, it's about selling yourself and the softer skills. And so many SMMEs just want to disregard that, where they say, we have this business, but when you ask them the question, do you have a market or have you done sales itself, they say, no, but I don't know how to do that. That's not my job. Yeah. But you've now just emphasized and said you have to learn how to sell if you want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. You just sell. Yeah.
I love that, Mafiso. Mafiso, thanks. Appreciate your time. Everyone, don't forget our link at the bottom here, how to start a business. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur or existing entrepreneur and you just need some help with a few guidelines and templates on where it is that you need to strategize your next moves to help your business scale and grow, or otherwise drop us a mail at support@theunconventionalca.org and we'll happily put you onto our platform so that you can do the diagnosis and get an oversight on what your focus areas need to be over the next 6 to 12 months. Till next time.